So if you're expecting Isane to do anything this week, yeah, no. Lieutenant Squad for my ass. Hey guys, LooterSpawn27 here, bringing you Bleach, chapter 572, The Blaster. Why is this chapter called The Blaster? Anyway, who cares? So the chapter begins right after Gwenheil got sliced in half. Yachiru does a little victory dance and a triple high five with her two Shikai creatures, while Isane just stands there looking completely baffled. Also, I don't know why, but I find that very cute. She knows that Yachiru's sword doesn't transform into a living being like Unohana's, and it's not made of a living material like Toshiro's. In fact, Yachiru's Zanpakuto hasn't even transformed at all when she activated her Shikai. So maybe Yachiru's Shikai summoned these two creatures. That or her Zanpakuto has always been in Shikai mode. Well, we won't know more about Yachiru's Shikai because Gwenheil's not dead. Are you really that surprised? I mean, the dude was introduced like 2 chapters ago. So how did Gwenheil survive from getting cut in half by Yachiru? He used a technique called Vanishing Slider where he concentrated all of his Reiatsu into sliding backwards just a bit, being able to react with a speed that surpasses any reaction speed his opponent may have. Also, because he was using the 2 first phases, Yachiru only cut an illusion of Gwenheil. Although he wasn't able to completely dodge the attack, and he did get cut right between the eyes and the head. And apparently, if Yachiru didn't tell Gwenheil how her Shikai worked, he wouldn't have been able to figure out how to dodge it. Fucking hell, this is Rose all over again with his Bankai. Again, this is why you don't tell your opponents how your abilities work, because they'll figure out how to counterattack them. So it looks like that Gwenheil is going to continue fighting, but all of a sudden a chunk of his shoulder was completely gone. What caused this? Another Quincy popped out of nowhere, sitting on Kensei and Rose's bed inside the healing barrier. Okay, first of all, where the hell did this Quincy come from? And second of all, have Isane or anybody else thought of putting up like traps or some security measures in their buildings, especially when the injured are with them? Look, I know that the Vandenreich took over the Sternritter, but don't they have like some last minute security measures just in case they're within enemy territory? Or do they have like some sort of bodyguard with them to protect them or something? I mean, this is the second Sternritter to infiltrate Isane and Yachiru's location. So yeah, this new Sternritter seemed to be responsible for what happened to Gwenheil. Why did this new Sternritter do this? Probably to kill him because he failed or something. I don't know. Maybe because his vanishing abilities were useless that this new Quincy is going to kill him since he's no longer useful. You know, come to think of it, most of these Quincy's are either getting killed by the Shinigami or getting killed by each other. Whether they've succeeded or they failed and are getting executed. Now, there was this one part that kind of confused me. This kid called Gwenheil my product of my fantasy. Gwenheil was begging him that he can still fight, especially with his abilities. However, the kid says that you can vanish your whole being from any field of vision, consciousness, or memories. Just now, even from my memory, you vanished. Yeah, this kid seems to be kind of a dick. Gwenheil called him Guremi. That's probably his name, so maybe I'll call him that for now, unless we get a full introduction of his name and abilities. Gwenheil pulls out, something. It doesn't even look like that mini blade from the previous chapter. Well, anyway, whatever he pulled out, he lunges towards Guremi, but Guremi just sits there and says, "I'm sorry. I have no idea who you are, but it's just the future you once had. I can't imagine it any longer." And then boom, he blows up. Blood splattered everywhere and his eyeball flies away. Ew. So yeah, Gwenheil's dead. Sternritter V, the vanishing point, the guy that can turn invisible and erase his essence and existence from other people's memories, dead within 2 chapters. No Volständig. Well, he sucked. I mean, Gwenheil had an interesting ability, and he looks creepy as all hell. The problem is, I haven't fully attached myself to this character to make me, care that he's dead. Also, I was hoping that Yachiru would be the one to finish him off, not his own comrade. Well, anyway, Isane asks Remy to stay away from Kensei and Rose, but he tells her, no need to get so worked up. I've already killed them. Isane goes over there to check on Kensei and Rose, and she confirms it. They are dead. Wait, what? They're dead? That can't be right. What? I mean, I thought Remy was just bluffing, but now that Isane confirmed it, what the fuck, Kubo? Kensei and Rose just came back reinstating their old positions in their old squads. We finally get to see them fight in this time skip. We got to see their Bankais, but they didn't use their freaking hall masks, and they lost to freaking Superstar. And even though they were being healed by Isane, I thought, okay, maybe they'll wake up and get a chance to redeem themselves after that ass kicking. But no, they're dead. Look, I don't have a problem with Kubo killing off characters. It's just how they get killed off that kind of irks me. I swear, these visors can't catch a break. Moving on. Yachiru tries to attack Remy with her Shikai, but he bends down, dodging the attack. Okay, wait a minute. I thought Yachiru's Shikai was not something that anybody can dodge. But apparently, since Gwenheil can dodge the attack without getting a cut on his face, then what the hell was the point of the previous chapter when she said that her Zanpakuto can hit a target even if the target dodges? She even said that the entire space in her field of vision, someone will get hit even if she misses. So how in the hell is Grammy capable of dodging the attack? Or was this a mistranslation from the previous chapter? Well, anyway, Yachiru tries to attack again, however Grammy grabs onto her arm. She drops her Zanpakuto because her arm felt like it was breaking, or we see her arm completely broken. Then Guremi says, what if the bones in your arms were nothing more than cookies? Okay. Just now you thought, of course, they'd be broken, didn't you? If my arm were made of cookies, wouldn't all the rest of my bones be made of cookies too? I don't know what his deal is, but I think he likes cookies. Yachiru crouches down, looks like she's getting ready to lunge at Guremi. However, when she looks at her other arm, it's also broken. Then Guremi says, in this world, the most powerful force is imagination. Here, anything I can imagine, all of it becomes reality. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. You mean to tell me that this kid has the ability to make things that aren't real, real? Hacks! I call hacks! I mean, it's bad enough that Gwenheil can turn himself invisible and erase his existence and essence from other people's memories. Now we got another Sternritter named Grammy who can just imagine things and can make them real. That is one of the most hacks abilities that any Sternritter can have. All of a sudden, the wall behind Grammy explodes. We hear somebody coming inside the room, saying that he sensed Yachiru's Ryatsu getting pretty low, so this mysterious figure decided to see what the fuss is all about. And it turns out that this mysterious figure is KENPACHI! Oh my god, he's back! Yay! I'm sorry. So, yeah, that's where the chapter ends. KENPACHI finally shows up, and it looks like he's gonna take on Grammy. Yay! So yeah, that is Bleach chapter 572. What did I think? Well, there were some parts that kind of irked me in this chapter, but since I've read the whole thing now, the more I think about it, this was actually a decent chapter. I was a bit disappointed that Yachiru didn't really finish off Gwenheil, and now that we're introduced to this new Sternritter named Grammy, and we've learned that his ability is to make things that are just in your imagination, a fantasy, into reality, which is one of the most hacks OP powers that a Sternritter can have at this point. And the more I think about it, maybe, just maybe, he's the actual Sternritter V, because in one of the pages he called Gwenheil his fantasy. So maybe he imagined Gwenheil to become the Sternritter V vanishing point. Maybe Grammy is the true Sternritter V. V representing vision. Well, that or he could be Sternritter M for mind. I was gonna say Sternritter I for imagination, but we already have Sternritter I, the Iron, who is Kangdu, but he kinda sucks. But then again, we don't know like the full extent of Grammy's imagination abilities. I mean, anything that he can imagine becomes real. So he can like imagine like all the Shinigami dead or something. I mean, I don't know if that's possible, but maybe he imagined Kensei and Rose dying. That, or he could make other people's imaginations turn into reality. Maybe he manipulated Isane's imagination to believe that Kensei and Rose were dead. I mean, I don't want to believe that these two are dead, but considering that we have a Sternritter that uses the ability of imagination, and if he dies, his imagination would go away, meaning that Kensei and Rose will be alive. And it also explains like why Yachiru's arms were getting broken, because he was imagining them as cookies. I think. That or manipulated Yachiru to imagine her bones becoming like cookies so that they could break easily. I don't know. I just hope that next week we'll get to learn more about his ability and what his ranking is. He could be V for vision or M for mind. Maybe C for creativity or something. I don't know. Maybe Grammy was able to dodge Yachiru's attack by imagining himself by dodging it. Now with Yachiru, I feel like that this is going through the same formula like in the Hueco arc, when a main character or a main supporting character fights against an opponent and uses his or her abilities to its fullest extent to defeat the opponent. Now, when the character moves on to the next opponent is stronger than the previous one, giving the character a hard time or getting the character killed. And with that, the character either gets saved by another character in order to defeat the other opponent. I was hoping that this formula wouldn't follow in this arc, but I can't help but feel like this is going to happen with some of these characters. But on the plus side, KENPACHI's back, which is friggin' awesome. Although I wasn't expecting him to fight a kid Sternritter. Come to think of it, I don't know like who he was going to fight. I was thinking Haschwald or maybe Basby, but no, that doesn't seem to be the case. But it's pretty obvious that he's going to beat Grammy. I mean, he just came back from training against Zunohana. Well, it was more like a battle to the death, but hey, whatever. He just learned the name of his Zanpakuto, which, by the way, when the hell are we gonna learn its name? Maybe in 2-3 chapters tops, hopefully. But anyway, we know that KENPACHI is going to beat Grammy, but hopefully Grammy will reveal more about his abilities in the meantime. Besides, it'll be complete bullcrap if KENPACHI loses to a kid like this just when he came back from his training session. So overall, I thought the chapter was good. There were parts that kind of irked me, but once I finished reading it, it turned out to be very good. Also, KENPACHI's back. Yes, he's gonna kick some ass. Woo! Yay. Tell me guys, what did you think of this week's chapter? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Are you looking forward to seeing KENPACHI fight after a 45 chapter hiatus? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like the video if you like it and subscribe to more videos. Also, be sure to check out my Facebook fan page and Google+. So yeah, that is Bleach chapter 572. I'm Nurse 27 and I will see you guys later. Bye.